Hello guys, Boss Famas here with another high rated duel. Me versus Nash. He is like 15, I have like 1250. So before we actually like start playing, I just want to say that like this duel was at like 1 a.m. and I had like 3 hours of sleep. So there's definitely misplays. And this is like my like third duel with the deck in the last week, or ever since like it did good at the YCS. So I definitely do not think I played the best. But I do like the normal Orcust combo, Babble, get it, nah, Nightmare. I can obviously do it a little different because I was able to get Wand Engrave. So this is like the best combo you can do with the deck pretty much, like with the Orcust stuff. That's Crescendo there too. You gal during end phase that way if they know it doesn't hurt as bad. So he plays Scrap Golem. So he's doing the whole scrap thing, and I feel like that card is just very, very, very bad in the TCG. I feel like in the OCG it's a little bit better because they have more ways to stop hand traps. Well, we don't. But it does allow you to make your first turn absolutely crazy. But drawing it like this is also very bad. So he's gonna I'm gonna crescendo the Hornet drones. So the reason I'm doing that instead of doing it to Kagari is because now like he's not gonna be able to make Kagari. I don't have striker links in my grave. And banishing Hornet drones means he has one less spell. And I don't know. Honestly, I think I did it so that way he just couldn't bring out Kagari and already have 3 spells in grave. Since like I knew he couldn't get to Kagari otherwise, so there's no point. And I didn't do it to engage because if he has another engage or Hornet drones, then I get punished. So now he's gonna scrap after doing draw things to send Juan. So he's going battle phase. And I realized after this, like, I should have Nightmare targeted IP, but I didn't think anyone was playing Scrap Recycler still, to be honest. This card is very, very, very bad. Do not play Scrap Recycler. Do not. Like, I know, like, I'm not really good with this deck yet, but I don't know. I just know not to play Scrap Recycler or Scrap Golem. So I bomb or destroy everything. And then he passes. End phase here, when he honestly activated Shark Cannon, in my mind, I like registered it as called by. I don't know why. So like he chained it, but I was for some reason when I said like on ding, I was thinking that he was gonna like called by the skeleton, the other one, and just completely lock me out of skeletons. But he actually used it, and pretty sure he sends Bomber with it. I think that'd be the correct thing to do. Yeah, he does do it. So I draw here, and I'm just like, okay, so I know that last turn he Allure Darkness banished Skullmeister. So I can assume that he didn't have a hand he didn't have a hand trap my first turn, and I had to banish Skullmeister. So I'm assuming this hand either has one hand trap or it's completely dead. So here I start off thinking, alright, if it's Skullmeister or DD Crow, uh, like, he's gonna have to stop this right here. And once he doesn't do that, I know, like, I'm in it. Like, I just can attack for game. So right here I set the return. I know I already have a return set, but I had nothing else to set. May as well do it. Get rid of the harp. And I do that because no matter how this turn plays out, I have it. Like, I know he doesn't have a hand trap now. I can assume there's no Gizmek in his hand. Nothing he did indicated the Gizmek to me. And he scooped after I activated Rhoda. And then next game, and I did and having the Armageddon Knight there made it so that way even if he had Crow for the Gizmek, which for some reason he saved, I would still in it. So return discard 1. Oh, I didn't even see, like, I haven't watched this game yet for like our perspectives, but that Scrap Recycler is the second card, saved him. Oh, this lucky dude. He's gonna make Gal, Banish Nightmare, send Skeleton, 1, bring back Nightmare. The only hand trap I play is 3 Phantasme. I think every other card is just like very subpar for dueling book meta. So like even Phantasme is subpar for dueling book meta, which is why I stopped playing Altergeist, because I kept playing versus like Draco and stuff. I did not enjoy playing them. So Phantasme on the IP, I know that I could save it for the Skelly bringing back Gal, which is what I should have done, but for some reason I just didn't. Again, it was late. Most of the time people don't have that setup, so I didn't do it, or I would have saved it and I would have been 1 card deeper, but I'm bad. So here, I think I started off with Upstart, and then Allure. Chose the Vanished Skeleton, and then Allure again. Here, I want to keep Phantasme because I know he's going to IP summon at one point with a harp that summons out Skeleton. Like, I can already tell that play is going to happen. I haven't played this deck a lot, but I've played against it enough to know what it does. Third Allure, insane. Draws another Engage and Armageddon Knight. No biggie. So I banish Gizmek here because when I Phantasme, I'm going to have to put Skelly and Wand back. So that way I actually have plays in my deck. I send Harp. He doesn't know I don't have much going for me. I know that I need him to link summon to be able to play more. So here, he makes Longersu. I Phantasme. Draw Crescendo, Widow, Mathman. Mathman and Crescendo, both bad draws, but I mean, you know, gotta draw anything. Widow's good. So now he's gonna Skeleton, bring out Ding. Ding affect the send. He's gonna send the Phantasme that was just summoned. That's the proper one to send. And then he's gonna Skelly, put back the Sun Armageddon Knight. Here I do end up misplaying, not right here. So I do Harp and he Skullmeisters. So here I attack into that, and he damage calc sends Gizmek or Wand. I think it's Gizmek. Yeah. I do not like sending Gizmek this early on in the duel. Using Gizmek like early on really makes it so that way you can just lose to your own deck when you should be able to win. So unless if you have to do it, I don't do it. So I engage here for Shark Cannon. And I'm going to show you where I misplay. So, okay, so here instead of Afterburners, I should have added Hornet Drones. For some reason, like, I thought I was locked out of Kagari, but not locked out of Darks. I do not know why. So I should have added Hornet Drones, and then I'll tell you the play I should have done. So I should have activated Hornet Drones, and then we're going to pretend that I drew Afterburners off of the Engage since I drew the other striker anyways. So then I would have Kagari effect to add back the drones that I just did. Or I would have activated drones, chain, widow anchor, target. Lungersu comes out, token comes out, make Kagari, effect, add back Shark Cannon. And then I would have made Bomber. And then Shark Cannon would have been able to be used as a trap card during his turn. And I would have been able to bring out his Scrap Recycler to keep my engine going. But instead, I played it terribly. Like, there was just way better ways to play this, and I decided to play it the worst way. But I know I have to, like, get rid of, like, the gal in the set because he has Crescendo. So, I could have definitely done it different. And I should have done it different, too. But I didn't. You live and you learn. So here, like, there was just so much going on in my head. Like, I knew I had to win this game 2-0 because, like, he opened up nice. Like, he opened up combo with Skullmeister, extra extender. Like, you can't let yourself lose, especially when they open up that nice. So I Zero Boris, just boom, 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 banish everything. And then I'm like, alright, so odds are he's going to use Gizmek during the end phase since he sent it. Again, don't know why I thought that, because good Orcust players keep it engraved so that way they don't have to use it to lose. So I should have set called by here. I didn't, but it ends up helping me out in the future. So Scrap Recycler sends Wand, and then he brings out Gizmek here. I really wish it would let me see these banished cards, because later on he said he couldn't win because of what he banished. He says it like right after he wand summons. Yeah, he wand summons out Galatea. He shuffles back the wand, I believe. Yeah, and then he's like, wow, I can't win, I banished everything. He banished 4 out of 4. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I don't know what 4 out of 4 means, because there's only like one more striker spell, I'm assuming, that he plays. I don't think he'd play 3 Orchestrated Return, especially in 41. Oh, 41's bad number. So now he's just going to link into a 3, makes Unicorn, and my set's Crescendo, so I'm like, but like free get rid of Crescendo o'clock. Card was doing nothing anyhow. He makes Ouroboros, and then he attacks. I take the 7,006 or the 6,600 from it, which is so much damage. And then here, I was like, oh man, my Ouroboros comes back. So I summoned it to this zone. And if I don't know, honestly, like, I've read Ouroboros before, but this exact interaction has never came out. I didn't know that it had to be banished by its own effect to summon it back. I just thought it had to be banished. But that was wrong. So he was like, yeah, his is Chainlink 2, mine's Chainlink 1, but like, mine couldn't even activate, like, to banish, because nothing was summoned to my zone. So I was just like, I was clowning him a little bit. Mathman, send Harp, and I still have Wand engrave. He has Phantasma, he has Gizmek engrave and Phantasma in hand. So I'm like, alright, so I can IP Babble combo here. Because all I really used last turn to push through stuff was, like, my striker stuff. Like, I didn't actually have to use any Orcust things, like Harp got negated. So, when you're in a position like this, it feels good knowing that your opponent's gone through the good plays and now you have a turn to go through the good plays. Gal put back Skelly to put Babel out. Juan to bring back Harp. Ding attach. So I attached Nightmare, which was a huge misplay. I 100% should have attached Gizmek. I remember this. I was like, man, if I would have just attached Gizmek, I would have been so much better. Or even Wand, but probably Gizmek. Should have attached Gizmek, because I had no targets in deck for this Nightmare. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. I was tired. That's what it was. I had Skeleton in deck, but like the Harp is gonna be used for that anyhow. So he Phantasmes here, and I'm like see, I said before he even like drew, and I was like, sec. I called by the Phantasmes so that way he couldn't draw. And then I Skeleton out Gal. And I have him show me his I wanted to have him show me his top 2 cards because that's how it's supposed to be, but he said I was too late to called by. But like all he did was reveal Phantasme like while I was in my graveyard, so I didn't even like notice it happened until I checked the log and like to make sure it happened, and then I was like no. So he draws Lancia instead of Skullmeister, which is huge for me. He should have just said, okay, I'll show you, but he didn't. End phase, I said think. I draw Lancia, but like this was supposed to come back, so I was like, homie, we forgot about your 0. So now his 0 comes back like it was supposed to do. I'm not gonna cheat him out of it, or I would have very, very easily just been able to like normal summon Harp and put like almost game on board. A lot more pressure than I would have been able to if Zoroboros was there. Like it would have been more free. I wouldn't have had to go through this resource here. So then he passes back to me, and I draw Engage now instead of the Lancia that I was going to draw, which big sucks because no targets for Engage. And Lancia just always feels OP in the mirror. So this doesn't come back, like I was saying, like it has to come back by its effect. Like, I have not played new Orcust, like at all. Like even like last format, I wasn't about Orcust at all. I was about Orcust Cyber Dragon, and I was never having enough turns for this to come back. I was never having and I was never doing bomber plays. I attack with 17, bomber effect triggers. And then I attack with it. And here I do a huge misplay. So honestly, I had no idea bomber said, also, your other monsters cannot attack for the rest of the turn. I did not know that. Like, I've played with bomber for years at this point. Like a year and a half, something like that. 2 years maybe, and I was like, what? That's why I was like, dead ass, never knew that. So I wasted another interruption here. I should have been able to keep my Skelly in grave and been able to put more pressure on him. But my Harp still had 1 Nightmare to summon from deck. So it's not like it's too big of a deal, because this is just going to die anyways. But it could have came up if he drew like Skullmeister for turn. But he draws Skeleton, which is still like probably the best draw he could have got. So he's gonna Gizmek. Right here, I could have destroyed them, but I didn't, because for some reason in my mind, I was thinking I had no target for Harp. Again, really tired. I was still thinking of the turn before when Nightmare had nothing to send. So I was like, yeah, that's good. And he was probably like, I don't know. He definitely could have beat me here, cause he could have summoned out Ding, send Babble, Skeleton, bring back Long, make Bomber, attack, and then that would have been enough for game because of all these misplays I kept doing. But I'm showing this replay because I'm correcting my mistakes. I'm still tired, so like I feel like these are the best plays. Like just showing you guys like what I was doing wrong. Uh, and I'm happy like I learned from my mistakes. Every single mistake I made along the way, like I wrote it down in my brain to keep it. Like don't let that happen again. So here he sends my set card with Ding. My set card with Ding. Who does that? If it was called by, I would have called by your Gizmek and you wouldn't have played. Who sends the set card? Did he think he still had game? I feel like he thought that I had no Orcust availability or something. So on the summon of that, I harp. I bring out Nightmare. It lets me get that back in grave. And here, hold on. So alright, now they're in grave. So I know he's gone through his Unicorn and his Long Grissu. So here, like 2 plays ago was when I was like, alright, I need to focus in. Alright, I can't mess up. This goes to game 3. He plays a lot of hand traps. He plays Skullmeister and Phantasme. I don't want to have to play against that going first. So here he was like Galatea, and I let stuff go through because I know that the only link 3 he has left is Trisbania. And I know he has Phantasme in hand. And I know there's nothing that can instantly just summon to this that he has. Like, pretty sure that, like, if I ding summon, then, like, he could just, like, chain Hornet Drones, and I would still just die, because I'm at 500 and I have a spell and trap. So I was like, alright, I just don't link summon, don't mess this up, and I win. So I draw, and I'm like, okay, Afterburners. And he's like, Lancia. And I think he does that to try to make me Skelly to bring out Gal. Like, I think that's what he was hoping for. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, yeah, last card's Phantasme. Poke. He has nothing else to stop it. And that is game. Like, ooh, I felt so good about that. Because, like, as you can tell, like, we both misplayed. Like, he shouldn't have summoned Gizmek when he did. And I shouldn't have done, like, 30 different misplays. But I did. And I was just showing you guys the replay to show you that, like, simple misplays like that, like, you can, like, sometimes you don't even, like, catch up on them. And it can really, like, affect your gameplay. So, like, going over the match, especially, like, a mirror match like that, where it's, like, lengthy, is really good to do. Like, I found multiple misplays I did, and I went back and I corrected them. But that's it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.